Welcome back to the vlog, y'all. It is currently 9:30 in the morning, and this is the earliest I've ever done one of these videos. Probably because the deadline is approaching and Zach has the memory of a goldfish sometimes, but that's okay. I found a new place to prop the phone up. I hope you all like that, because you can get a nice, good lighting in my kitchen. And I put some posters up on the wall. They kind of look crooked in the frame. Well, it's fine. I'm not too worried about that one. But yeah, let's have a little update from last week's video, because I feel like a lot has happened since then. A lot can happen in a week, by the way, guys. So, one of the things I mentioned in the last video was that I was selling a lot of Lego, and I was selling some posters to try to get some money because I wanted to buy some things. Well, that did work out. Actually, I made maybe $1,300. I say it, I scoff it off, but that was the target goal, because I was able to buy everything I wanted. I think I went over my spending limit, but you win some, you lose most. That's what I always say. One of the things I ended up buying was this cool Batcave from this set came out in 2012, so I was 11 at the time, because it's really easy to tell how old I was because I was born in 2000. So whatever the year it is currently, that's like the last two digits is the age I'll be turning. For example, in 2025, this year I'm turning 25. In 2008, I was turning 8. So there's your math lesson for the day. So anyways, I bought this because this is actually the third time I've bought this set, I think. The first time I bought it when it came out in 2012, and then I bought it again in like last year, so it wasn't even that long, and then I bought it again. Of course, the first two times I sold it, but I bought this one. This originally retailed for $60 back in the day, but I got it because obviously retired sets sell for a lot more. I was able to get this for $140, which I think is a fair deal considering it's been out for like 13, 14, 15 years. Is that even right? Like 13 years. Anyways, this is the Batcave. This is a real nostalgic set for me. But I ended up buying it. So there's more sets to come. I think I'm getting a Two-Face set today, and there's a lot more other things coming. I'm really into Batman for some reason. I don't know why that is. I never read the comics because I grew up in the wrong decade, but if I had comics in front of me, I'd still read them, but I'm not collecting them because I'm sure they go for a lot of money, even though I would just like a readable copy. I wonder if my dad collected comics. But anyway, I really was always into Batman. I was more of a DC person than a Marvel person, up to a certain point. I still like both, but Marvel's popping off, and they say DC is back because of the new Superman movie, which I never watched because, not that I wasn't a Superman fan, it was just because lots of kids were seeing the movie and I didn't want to be in a theater with kids. Like, we know how that always plays out, because who wants to see a movie when kids are yapping? And I think the Minecraft movie just really put the bad taste in my mouth, because we all know how that went, don't we? Because I certainly do, because I had to work during the Minecraft movie. And we had to go in and check, make sure everyone was paying attention. But anyway, I think the first Batman movie I saw was The Dark Knight, that came out in 2008. I really specifically liked Two-Face as a character, and same with the Joker, obviously. But I was always fascinated with Two-Face because I think the CGI, which looked really good in that movie, made it such a special character. But Two-Face has probably always been my favorite Batman villain. I know everyone's like the Joker. Ooh. Like, I like the Joker, don't get me wrong, but sometimes he just shares the spotlight too much. So, yeah, I was always into the Dark Knight. I finally got to see Dark Knight Rises. I wasn't really in a rush to watch those, like the third one, because, as we know, the actor who played the Joker passed away, but he was originally supposed to be in the third movie, and I'd always be curious to see how his role would have played out in the third movie, but I guess we'll never know. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. I was always into Batman. Originally Batman sets came out in 2006. I was 5 at the time. There's a reiteration for what we talked about earlier. But those sets are way too expensive now. I've owned them before, but I didn't have the funds to get them again because they're like untouchable now. But let's settle with the remakes because these are relatively cheap and they're still pretty good. They're not as good because it's kind of more comic booky looking like on the back with brighter colors. I know this is for kids because it says 7 to 14 on the box, and how old are we, guys? We're turning 25, so I'm a little bit over the limit. But imagine if they didn't sell you a Lego set because you weren't in the age limit. Wouldn't that be funny? That'd be interesting. But these sets are a good substitute for those. I still think they hold up, and they're pretty nostalgic too. But yeah, so what else do we have going on this week? Well, today I'm currently waiting on my group to come over to my apartment to film our group project, which I'm kind of worried about because I don't know how we're going to talk about a scrub daddy and scrub mommy for 9 minutes. But the good news is we already have 40 seconds already recorded because I already recorded the intro just to get that out of the way and save time. But my partners will be here any minute, so I'm going to wrap this up shortly. What else do we have going on this week? Well, today I have my it's not a group study yet because I don't, or not group study, it's not a work study yet because I don't get paid for it. It's kind of an internship at this point, which is good because I didn't want to do an internship over the summer. And I'll always remember somebody having a presentation. This was a student, by the way, who's like, if you don't do a summer internship over the summer, you just wasted your entire summer. Okay, well, let legends live, bro. Let me enjoy my life while I can. So I'm glad I'm able to do this whole internship for the program during school when I don't have to go out of my way to do it. It's a perfect plan because once I fully train, I'll actually be able to get paid. Where's my money? But anyway, sorry, my sense of humor is currently drained, or I don't have it back considering it's only 9:30 in the morning. And I'm still a little cranky because I haven't had my waffles. So now that this video's been going on for, 7 minutes long, I apologize for keeping you this long. But I think I'm gonna, shave, get some waffles in the toaster, and, try to lock in for this group project. But anyways, it was good to see y'all. I'll see y'all in another week.